means it's really salty. So here we go. Off the back of that knife round win, Reliable Gaming will, of course, take CT side here on Nuke. It's a best of one against Global Gaming Esports. You're watching CEVO TV. I'm Mess with Klops tonight, controlling the camera. We'll see how Reliable does. And one thing about being on CT side, the onus is kind of on you to deliver. It is the easier side, so if things start going bad, you can start getting nervous. So we'll see how they do here as they do send two towards the ramp side. We got Mark and Flom.
Most important rounds of Nuke are always the pistol rounds. Every time.
Absolutely.
So,
no question. As the opening frag goes to Schaefer this time from the top of Mini onto Supalex over there at CT Red. He's going to try to get a pick onto Heaven, but actually decides to go towards lower. We've got Flom on the rotate as Abe picks up a headshot onto PZ, and there's a shot from Abe in Heaven onto Zarbib. The bomb, though, looks like it was planted lower, so that's a successful start for Global Gaming Esports, but they're going to have to try to defend this plant. It's going to be Schaefer and Dream. And actually, it was planted upper, excuse me, planted for Mini. It's all down to Schaefer to see if he can defend it, and cannot do so. Flom coming up big in his debut for Reliable in the pistol round, getting two on that.
yeah, I mean, good pistol headshots coming out from the entire team that are Reliable. I mean, you know, Global Gaming did get the bomb plant, but it's not as big of a deal on Nuke as it is on other maps, in my opinion. I mean, sure, you get the third round bye, but the CT team still has CT side advantage. They're going to upgrade because they know you got the plant, and they know you're going to buy guns. So, I mean, you're not getting yourself as big of a lead or as big of an advantage on the third round as you would normally. So,
right, that's a good point because, you know, realistically, even if you do have guns in your hand, you're still at a disadvantage on T-side of this map. So here we go. It's looking like they're going to push out through the yard with the quickness. That smoke doesn't obscure much of the cross, and they are going to pay for it as Superlex picks up one, and Flom adds with the second. It's like Zarbib gets a TK onto PZ. That's not what they wanted to do. So LMS once again is Schaefer with just a CZ in his hand. He's already got one frag on the round. The only one for his team. Can't get a second as Abe makes it a quick 2-0 for Reliable Gaming.
and Lex is up there upset there, but Schaefer's one shot there, so which is understandable. It was a beautiful shot by Schaefer, but I mean, not going to get him that much. And you see, actually, Global Gaming could have bought on that third round, but like I said, it doesn't really net them that much, so they're just going to go in full save and probably pick up an op here on the fourth round, which actually Zarbib
that TK I think really
oh, he did get a TK. Okay,
right, yeah, they couldn't get that third round bye. I mean, because typically it's going to be a light buy if you decide to do it anyways. Although on T side, obviously, you know, it's a little cheaper.
Yeah, it was the TK. I just completely missed it.
Yeah, I mean, it was unfortunate because the initial damage was done by the CT, and he just kind of finished them off. But it really does kind of a critical blow to their economy as they are on the save here in the third round. They're down to 3 players. Looks like PZ is going to try to make an entry into the ramp area, and he's going to Flom with the touchdown nade after that op shot, so he's already making a splash here, as I said, in his debut for Reliable Gaming. That's 3-0 for them.
Yeah, and you know, even though we mentioned that Flom was joining the roster, I was actually going to talk about how I wonder if he's going to op or if it's going to be Lex opping, because Lex is a very good opper, and I believe he was the one opping for Reliable up until Flom joined just recently. So, but it does look like Flom is going to be the main operator for the team. He does have that op in his hands, and I would assume he's going to be actually, it looks like he's going towards ramp, so he's going to be opping from ramp, and they're playing with an rifle outer.
Yeah, that's it. That is interesting, but
Nuke is
an important strategy.
Yeah, and Nuke is one of those maps that you can you know, do the dual scope look. So I mean, maybe as the game progresses, we might see an auto sniper get picked up, or you know, Lex picks up an op of his own and just holds outer with that.
Yeah, and it looked like he did drop an initial smoke onto ramp and then quickly rotated up to Heaven to watch outer with that op from Heaven. As the initial frag actually goes to Schaefer with his op onto Superlex, as you just mentioned, is or was the opper for Reliable Gaming until they picked up Flom. So we'll see here how Global Gaming responds to losing or taking that initial frag here. You're going to have to try to capitalize here in the gun rounds. They're already down 3-0. They need to start getting some rounds here on the D side, as they are absolutely hard to come by. They've got the advantage here.
Abe almost actually got caught out right there, and had he, died right there, I mean, that would have been 2 huge picks for Global Gaming, and a 5 versus 3, I mean, that's definitely winnable on Nuke. But
Yeah.
we just saw the response from Markledon.
Yeah, it's a nice quick peek from lower ramp. Thread the needle onto Dream, and like you said, it seems like they just kind of want to play picks here. If they could have gotten that second one, it really would have opened things up for them to get a little bit more aggressive as they had that 2-man advantage. But this time it looks like they're going to try to take control of ramp. But Markledon gets 2 more. Zarbeeb's going to drop out of vents. He tries to make a stand. He's able to take Mark and Flom off the field of play, but ultimately gets flanked. So another round for Reliable Gaming.
Yeah, Global Gaming just... I mean, they did a good job, getting that early pick and then almost picking up Abe. If they picked up Abe, I think that round would have went in their favor. But then after they failed that second pick, they played too slowly. And you saw they tried to commit to lower, but it just didn't happen. Schaefer, I mean, he only had 3 seconds left, and he couldn't do anything but save. So, I mean, they're going to be able to buy here on this 4th round because that's how the T economy works. And if they lose this one, it will be back to a save, and then we'll be seeing, the standard CT sideness of Nuke that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's not too surprising that first gun round went to them, as here comes the stand by Abe. Oh my gosh, he gets the 3rd, can't get the 4th. It's a nice hold there on the site as Flom picks up another on the A-bomb site with his op. It's up to Schaefer. He's got an op in his hands, and you take a look at the T economy. He'd like to save, but he's not really in a position to do so. He's going to try to slowly walk to pick up the bomb. I don't think Flom has any idea that he's here. If he can get this plant off, this is a winnable round for him. He's got a smoke. He's got a nade. He's only taken 82 damage, and he actually decided to fake. I think he could have got away with the committed plant there, but of course he doesn't have X-ray like we do, Klops.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's
oh,
like
he gets decapitated.
Yeah, no X-ray. He thought maybe someone was in the vents or was going to pop up from the vents, or was in heaven, was going to peek. So he went for the fake, like you said. But it was just a tough spot to be in, regardless, especially when you have an op for your gun. And he tried, couldn't make it, but now it's 5-0, and we're seeing that save, like I said. So we'll see as this progresses. I mean, obviously, Global Gaming is just going to be fighting for these rounds each round and trying to get, at least as many as they can, honestly, on Nuke. But you want the minimum to be 3, in my opinion. So.
Yeah, I don't think they should be too oh my goodness! As soon as I say don't be discouraged, they lose 2 immediately. 1 to Aim and 1 to Lightworker. As Lightworker peeks and gets a headshot onto Zarbeeb. Flom again playing heaven with that opposition. Gets 1 with his CZ, and actually, it looks like they got the plant off. So, decent job by Global Gaming to beef up their economy a little bit with that plant, but pretty much a massacre on that round on the save.
Yeah, with the losing bonus plus a plant, that's going to afford Schaefer as op and somebody else if they choose. But, I mean, 2 ops, T-side is kill unless you have someone pick, outer and ramp. With the setup from Reliable, with Flom basically playing Rafters, I would like to see Global Gaming, focus on outer more, honestly. Because if you get the smokes down, I mean, obviously that's going to take out Lex, or you could, try to pick Lex like Schaefer did earlier. And then Flom's playing a pretty similar spots every time. He's playing in Hell or Heaven. So, I mean, those are pretty predictable spots to peek if you're a terrorist with an op. So, I think it's definitely doable for them to take outer.
Yeah, they just kind of have to cue in to what Reliable is doing right now, as Flom is leading the charge at 8-1 right now. And there it is. He makes it 9 on that shot onto Zarbeeb over at T-Red there. Superlex is actually playing in Garage. And it looks like Global Gaming is staged up in lobby, going to try to make a play on the A side. Ooh, PZ is able to pick up Abe and Hut. And surprising that Abe got a little impatient there and pressed into the Hut area. Didn't necessarily need to do so, particularly given that they got that opening frag with Flom. His Dream is going to try to make his way into the ramp area, but has to retreat. But Schaefer, the quick scope onto Lex. Wow, hitting that gut shot onto him in the garage area. His Lightwork gets a trade out on the other side on the Hershey squirt. So it's now all even 3-on-3. At least in the man, but it looks like the health advantage is going to Reliable. And there's another quick peek by Schaefer on the Lightworker and Mini, but Flom is still lurking in heaven. He picks up Schaefer with the op. PZ is going to plant, as Dream is in great position to bring it down to 1. It's all up to Flom. He's been a star so far. But he's up against 2 here, and the bomb is planted. He's going to have to work some magic here if he can pick up this round. Threads the needle between the silos onto PZ. That's a huge shot. And now he knows that the other Terra's player is in lobby. He's going to have to go at him. He's going to flank, but it seems like Dream hears him, and he connects with the headshot. Nice attempt by Flom. But Global Gaming will get on the board there. Just barely.
Yeah. Dream had 3 HP left at the end of the run. And I mean, I gotta say, that was really nicely done by Flom. He was honestly in a bad spot for where the bomb was planted. I mean, it was planted for Mini, so they just had to hide and wait for him to come around the rafters and try to get kills with that op. So, I mean, if they just, even if they both, you know, made it to lobby, which would have been ideal for them, I mean, they could have played that and just waited for him. But it's really hard to be aggressive with the op in that scenario, but he made it work almost. And, unfortunately, he couldn't get it, but yeah, Global Gaming picking up a very important first round.
Yeah, and they're going to have to start stringing them together. But surprisingly, the fact that Reliable is 6-1 right now, and they've only got Mark above 4K, Flom above almost at 3K. The rest of the guys have no money. So the rounds have been close. They haven't been able to bank up off of these wins. So if Global Gaming can string a win together, they can force a save as Flom catches a mid-air Hershey on the trade-out. He suspects there's another one at ramp. He's playing in that hell position. It's interesting to see him play there. It seems like it's been quite effective for him because he can rotate up to heaven and watch both outer and the A side with that op. It makes him very integral to the defense that Reliable is throwing up right here. Is Abe. He's going to get the spray down on the planting PC, and Zarbib doesn't even see him. Slow communication, slow reaction time from Global Gaming Esports as Abe picks up the 3K to close out that round.
Yeah, I mean, that was huge from Abe right there. You saw they had the opportunity to pick him up, but they just couldn't hit their shot. And had they gotten that kill, they would have probably taken control of the bomb site and actually gotten another round. So, I mean, huge defensive play by Abe.
Yeah, that was the one time when Flom is actually overcompensating at ramp because I think they lost the other defender there. He wasn't in heaven. So, like you said, if they could have picked up Abe, they could have at least gotten the plant and been in a good position to defend it once again. But unfortunately, not able to string 2 rounds together as Reliable Gaming stops any momentum for Global. It's now 7-1 here. They're looking like a really stellar CT side as Mark picks up 2 and Flom matches him with 2 of his own to bring it down to Schaefer. Of course, it is just a save round, and let's face it, a save on Nuke is usually a failing effort on T side.
It is tough, and I mean, that one obviously just looked like you get it over with. Let's try to rush, and maybe our shots will connect, and the CSGO gods will shine upon us. But it didn't. Didn't happen. Either way, they get their save. You see Schaefer's picking up another op, so I mean, they got another shot at picking up another one. It's going to depend on whether or not Schaefer can make plays outer, because that's where he's been going with that op for the most part. He can. I mean, if he chooses to go ramp this round, he's definitely in favor to get a pick there because Flom is playing that hell position like you said, but they do play someone at headshot box, and he could get that pick very easily with the op if he tries.
Yeah, it's surprising that they haven't contested that position of Flom because, like you said earlier, he's played that position exclusively this entire game. I mean, he's been rotating between hell and heaven the entire time.
Yeah.
You'd think that maybe Global Game would key into that and at least try to contest him there because he's been so effective for Reliable Gaming. I mean, he's 15-2 right now.
Yeah, and you could throw smokes as a terrorist outer where it will completely block off mini, big garage, and hell position. The only spot you have to worry about is secret and heaven. And if you have Schaefer looking towards heaven through that smoke, he should be able to counter pick Flom. But they're just not doing it. So,
a little bit of a misadjustment by Global Gaming as they've already been brought down to, once again, Schaefer. He seems to be the LMS, although he's playing with that op in outer, as he actually picks up Flom, who's over-rotated into the rafters from heaven. So now it's 9-1 in favor of Reliable, and they just don't want to let off the gas pedal here. They're finally starting to bank, actually.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, Global Gaming got that important win, but it also reset their losing bonus, so they're stuck to being in more save situations. And I mean, that's, you know, one of those. It's like it's the give-take relationship with you know, being on the losing side. So if you get that initial round and then you don't win another one after that, then you're stuck in the buy save slide, and especially on Nuke, that could be a huge damper. And I think you're muted.
Oh. Yes, I am. I was saying Global Gaming again forced to save here as they've only gotten one round on the T side. They need a lot more than that if they hope to have a chance on T side. Again, Schaefer, LMS,
always the last man. Yeah,
he is. He's like, don't worry, guys. You leave me alone. I'll make some magic happen eventually. He's got a chance on Superlex, who's down to 3 HP. There it is. He connects, and fortunately, Flom is in position to get the trade out 10-1 in favor of Reliable.
Yep. So we'll be seeing another buy and another op from Schaefer. And I mean, if you look at the score, he's actually been carrying most of the weight here on these sides. I mean, Hershey Squirts, he's only at 1 kill, Zarbib at 2 kills, P0's at 3, and Dream at 4. So it's that's actually funny. It's a perfect 1, 2, 3, 4 for 4 of their players.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, they need to pick it up. You see, actually, Hershey Squirts picked himself up an op, so they're going for I think they're going to go for the double pick here on outer.
Yeah, so we got Schaefer and, well, actually, Hershey Squirts is in lobby with that op. Zarbib actually gets the opening kill onto Lex with that AK headshot. They've naded the squeaky door and smoked off Mini. Kind of a typical A take, and let's see how they work it as Schaefer is outside, trying to see if Flom is still playing that heaven position. He is not at the moment. Lightworker, oh my goodness, he finally sees Schaefer, connects that M4A1 headshot onto him, and he's going to bring that off the field of play. He won't be LMS this round. He's actually the first off the field of play for Global Gaming, as Hershey Squirts is forced to retreat with his op from lobby. It's a kind of an interesting spot for him to be playing. Zarbib has made it to lower, but Flom is actually at secret stairs. He connects onto Zarbib over at control. PZ gets the piercing shot onto Abe, and it's now 3-on-3. What? Flom, are you serious? He does a little peekaboo. I see you from the vents, comes out with the op shot, and then follows it up with a CZ headshot. Flom just going huge for Reliable here in this match. And Hershey Squirts, he's now the LMS, and he's actually going to be able to pick up the bomb. I think he can get the plant off here. And this might be... Oh, he's being a little too timid. And he is actually going to go for the committed plant, and he has a chance to winning this. No, that nade brings him down to 14 HP. It's going to be tough now. Mark, get the piercing headshot. A little bit of overkill there in Reliable Gaming. Again, making it happen in a close ending of that round.
Yeah, it was a good attempt, but I mean, he looked, honestly, like he wasn't sure what to do after he got that bomb planted. He was looking everywhere, you know, wasn't sure where the guys were at, and just, he didn't really seem confident in holding that after he got the plant, so that's unfortunate. What I saw that round that I did like was we actually saw the 2 smokes to block off the 3 areas I talked about outer, and you saw Schaefer focusing on that heaven spot where Flom's been playing, but the only problem was that Flom changed his position on this round, so yeah, he wasn't able to get the pick. But I mean, it's a step in the right direction. They are picking up the tendencies from Reliable, and but unfortunately it might be a little bit too late, because as you see, they only have a couple more rounds to work with, and Flom is being a beast right now again.
Yeah, from the hell position, picks up 2 at ramp as Superlex adds 1 on his Schaefer, trying to cross into Secret, brings it down to 2 of the terrorists. It's Zarbib and P0s. Zarbib has the bomb. They're both in lobby. And it seems like Reliable suspects that's where they're at. Here comes the flash. They're just going to make a go of it. Zarbib, I think he wants to come out the window. There it is. Cannot connect on 1 into upper. Is Lightworker and Flom combined to close out that round. It'll be 12-1. And if this keeps up, I don't know, we might see a 16-1 here.
Definitely possible. I mean, but then we also might just see an epic comeback and see Global Gaming, you know, just shut it down CT side. That's always possible on Nuke. That's the thing about it. And, I mean, this round most likely going to go to Reliable because it's another force buy from Global Gaming. We do see the Galil on Hershey Squirts, but everybody else opted for pistols, no armor. And I see lots of flashes. Maybe going to go for a double flash upper? No, just rushing ramp.
Yeah, they're going to rush through the smoke at ramp as Flom makes 1 pay for it. Kick! It connects on the 2nd. A 3rd with a pistol and a 4th. Will he get the ace? He's got 1 in front of him. Oh, Lightworker, you stole it from him, man. I know it's an eco ace, but still, come on. He's new to the team. Let him have his ace.
Yeah, that's one. That's I honestly thought they were going to probably go for a double sky flash entry into upper. I feel like we rarely see that anymore in nuke play for the most part because I think everybody got used to it and got it figured out how to defend against it. But I mean, we haven't seen it in a while, and I feel like if people start using it again, I mean, it's obviously probably going to be effective for at least 1 or 2 rounds per game. So not a bad strat to fall back on, but still. This is the round for all the marbles right here, in my opinion.
It is, and it's 13-1. And I just like to point out that Flom is 26-3 right now.
Wow.
Although he has no assists, but he's playing with the ops, so it's probably not likely that you're going to get many. But I'm just saying, spread a little love to your teammates, man. Come on.
But yeah, no assists with an op because 1 shot, 1 kill, right?
Exactly. If you're legging them, you're not doing it right.
Exactly.
So Global Gaming starting this round better than they have thus far. So they take out the initial frag onto Lightworker, although they've taken significant damage in the process. Percy Squirt's brought down the 13, but P0's brought down the 16 in that exchange with Superlex with the headshot. So they brought it to a 5-on-3 scenario, but they don't really have control of any of the bomb sites just yet. They need to get themselves a plant. So they're going to rush Flom, and he just seems invincible against Global Gaming right now. He's brought down to 40 HP as he picks up another frag onto P0's, and he also seems to be a little bit clairvoyant with where Global... And look at that flank from Abe! My goodness, drops down in the vents and finds 2 of Global Gaming in there. As Dream catches the rotating Abe, and Flom finishes the half out. It'll be 14-1 for Reliable. Just a dominating performance on CT side.
Yeah, that's painful, but I mean that is what happens when you don't pick up that pistol round. I mean, it's very easy to get shut out on nuke. So if Global Gaming can pick up this pistol, they got the chance at just completely shutting out Reliable here, and we could see a 16-14.
That's true. I mean, if their CT side is on point, we mentioned that earlier. It just comes down to which side of the map do you feel more comfortable?
It's going to
be.
They
just don't have a lot of plays on T side.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and it doesn't help when you have a good scope shutting Outer down, because Outer is an integral part for nuke.
Flom was shutting down the whole map. I mean, seemed to be rotating. I mean, a lot of that comes down to communication, obviously, but he played from that heaven-hell position, rotating between ramp, outer, and A control. And then that one time, like you mentioned, when Global Gaming finally clued into the fact of where he was playing, he wasn't playing there anymore. It seemed very deftly done by Reliable, just countering whatever Global Gaming was doing, even when they finally made an adjustment.
Mm-hmm. And that's what you got to do as an offer. I mean, if you play one position the whole map, they'll just figure out what you're doing, especially at this level, and they'll take advantage of it, and they'll pick on you, and then that's how they could get momentum and get round ones. So yeah, you can't play standard positions over and over. You got to constantly be changing up your positions in these games.
So it seemed like even when they did kind of get into him, he was able to make a stand. I mean, he'd get an op or 2 and then pull out a CZ and get 1 or 2 more. I mean, just nice game sense, obviously, from Flom to, like you said, move his position across the map each round. But also when it really came down to just brute force fragging, he was able to come up big for his team. And he's really their anchor right now. I mean, just dominating the server with 29 frags. No one even remotely close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, like I said, that's going to be the thing. The pistol round is going to be huge for Global Gaming. Well, it's obviously pistol round is the you either win or you don't win or you win or lose with the. I'm saying that incorrectly. If Global Gaming doesn't get the pistol round, then it's an automatic loss for them. But if they do get the pistol round, then they have a shot. And if they do get that pistol round, it's going to come down to controlling outer, I think, and not letting Flom get picks on you, because he's been working well with that op, and I think Schaefer, I believe, plays outer with the op, so it's going to be up to him, and having good communication with your team, good support to not get picked, or if you do get picked, have your team rotate and pick up the slack. So we'll see if they could do that.
And I think we might see a little bit more diversity from Reliable. If it's forced into the later rounds and they do end up getting an op into Flom's hands, I mean, it could be closed out before he even has an op. But if it does come to that, I think we could see a little bit more diversity with where he goes with that op. I don't know if we saw Schaefer go Twinkie. Did we ever see him go
Yeah, we did. That was the 4th round when he initially had an op. He went Twinkie and got the pick onto onto not Abe, Lex. He got the pick on Lex early, and I thought, okay, well, they got this pick outer. You know, they have some momentum, they have some opportunity here, but then Flom can shut it down. So, but yeah, I mean, Flom, you know, he won't just look towards outer for the most part. He's going to obviously be picking the mini pick from Hut. He's going to try to pick ramp with the op if he can. And I mean, all those areas are, if you get that pick, I mean, it doesn't necessarily grant you entry into a bomb site, but it helps out. And with Nuke being so CT-sided, like those little goals that you get from just getting one player, it helps tremendously. And it gives you just that much more wiggle room to try to get around.
It opens up options for you. I mean, if you can take control of outer, you can, you know, kind of wrap mini to A if you've got some guys in lobby, or you can try to take control of secret and lower and force them to rotate there. I mean, like you said, it just gives you a lot more versatility on the T side, which you're kind of pigeonholed to start things out. It's all about map control and positioning, and you kind of have to jockey your way for position. And a lot of times, like you said, that initial frag won't be enough. It needs to be one or two, because it doesn't necessarily translate into map control. Because it's so easy to fill a position on this map. I mean, you saw Flom almost control the entire map by rotating just, you know, 30 feet between the hell position at ramp and moving up to heaven to watch outer.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you lose your outer man at Big Garage or wherever he's playing, you have someone usually in heaven who could just, you know, come out the door and peek. You have usually someone playing on the floor inner who, you know, they could just rotate to mini and watch from there. Obviously, they have to be wary of people coming in from the lobby, but I mean, it is very... all the rotates for the CTs are very quick. So just getting one man isn't enough sometimes. And I mean, but like I said, it does give you that little extra bit of slack on the runs.
Yeah, kind of more margin for error, so to speak. So just waiting for these guys to get all readied up. Perhaps it looks like Abe's the last one to ready up, so perhaps Global Gaming is... Or actually, excuse me, that's Reliable. Perhaps they're just deciding... Yeah, how do you guys want to finish this out? We don't want to open the door for them. I mean, because this, let's be honest, if this turns around, this would be a colossal comeback. But it's possible on Nuke. It's just one of those maps where it snowballs against you on T side. If you just can't seem to get it going, who knows? We could see overtime here. I mean, the only gun round, Global Gaming only picked up one gun round. So like you said, it's going to come down to the pistol, because gun rounds are so hard to come by on T side.
Exactly. And I doubt Reliable is even getting into it. I think Abe is just AFK, but there he is. He just readied up. So we should be starting right now, and this round is this is going to be the decider.
Flom with 62 points already, 29-3. He came up decent in their pistol round. I think he had 2.
A dirty bomb on the first half almost. That's
that's pretty disgusting at the CEVO-Pro level, man.
And look at the other side. Only 1 frag on Hershey Squirts, and not even 1 person above 10 kills on Global Gaming. So they are all just hurting in the kills department. So, I mean, I gotta say, the way they've been playing, it's scary, because it just seems like their shots aren't on point for them. I mean, in general. So.
And this is not a Reliable Gaming team that we've seen. You know, they have not been this stellar, this confident thus far this season. This has been a huge pickup for them, obviously. I mean, it is Nuke. They started out on CT side, so that obviously has a lot to say for it. As Superlex picks up the opening frag, Abe trying to get one on the rotating PZ coming from ramp. They're going to get the plant offset. That's a great start for Reliable, and not boding well for Global Gaming, as he picks another on a dream from heaven as Mark adds one to the fray. That's RB. Last one standing is Hershey Squirts, as Superlex takes him out with the quickness, and that's going to be the backbreaker.
Yeah, that's... I mean, I hate saying it, but that's probably going to be it. I mean, you know, Global Gaming, obviously, they got to buy out here, but it's just going to be pistols. It's just going to be CZs. Nothing special. And, I mean, Reliable, all they need to do is go outer, because they have the gun advantage. They just got to put those AKs and Galeals against pistols outer, the long-range area, and they should be able to control it just fine.
And it looks like that's absolutely what they're going to do. You call that to a T. They've got 1 in lobby, just making sure to keep Global Gaming honest. They've sent the other 4 with the bomb outer with those guns. They've got 3 Galeals, 2 AKs. Obviously, the range advantage against Global Gaming eSports, who has nothing but CZs, pretty much. As actually Hershey Squirts is able to pick up one on the light worker, but look at Flom with a quick rotate through Garage. Takes out Hershey Squirts with that headshot, getting the quick trade. So they even things up. Reliable Gaming should be able to close this match out with this round here if they play it smart. But you never know with the CZs in the hands of a good player. As RB is actually peeking with his 5.7, just seeing if he can connect with the headshot. He's unable to do so. Has to retreat. And look at this. Here come. Oh, they're trying to boost up onto the AC. And
yeah, you don't even need to boost on the AC. You can just boost onto the roof from there.
Here comes Mark. He sees RB, brings him down to 4 HP off of that boost, but he needs another teammate there to actually get him in heaven. Here comes Flom. So some patience and a little bit of tactical play shown by Reliable, despite the fact that they have the gun advantage, but they're getting decimated by the pistols as P0 Schaefer and Zarbib combine to win the round on the eco. So Global Gaming will live to fight another day. They'll pick up some guns, and Reliable Gaming will be forced to save. What just happened?
I don't know. I for sure thought they were going to lose that, especially with how aggressive Zarbib was playing, because he was peeking with that pistol, and I mean, I thought that was just pure suicide. He got down to 4 health, and he wasn't really doing any damage, but that take, it blew up. I mean, the CZs were too strong for Global Gaming, and now Reliable's on a save, so maybe we might see a complete turnaround here.
Yes, Hershey Squirt says, good game, went out. Schaefer, he drops Flom with that CZ headshot of Zarp. Oh, wow, the spray! He can't transfer it onto Lightworker. He connects with that CZ. They brought it down to Abe and Lightworker. They've only got 1 on this eco round, and that was on Zarbib, who got 2 for 1. That's a good round for him. As the bomb is down, as Lightworker's trying to get a tapping headshot. Trying to pull a screen. Cannot do so, as Schaefer and Hershey Squirts combine to win that round for Global Gaming. Still alive here.
Yeah, Hershey Squirts also said, to those watching, we don't play this map. And I find that one hard to believe, buddy.
It's new, come on.
Exactly.
Oh, thanks to the new sub, whose name is Schaefer's Hershey Squirts. I just had to say that name.
Yeah.
And here's another save for Reliable. So you'd think that Global Gaming can turn this into a round win. They've got an AK, one Galil, a FAMAS. Kind of a diverse group of guns. 2 AKs, Galil, M4, and a FAMAS. Reliable's gone with their CZs, except for Mark. And here comes the storm out through Squeaky Door as Dream runs out of ammo, which is typical for that silenced M4. Can't pull out the pistol and finish off Abe, who picks up the bomb and frags Dream with that CZ. So he's got the bomb and an M4 in his hand now, but he's brought down to 2 HP, so it's not likely he'll be able to plant here. Might try to save his gun, but I would imagine Global Gaming would hunt him down and take him out here.
Yeah, I thought he was going to go for the bomb plant, but instead he went for the gun, and now he's going to be in a interesting situation because he has 45 seconds left to work with on the clock. Only 2 health, so his chances of saving this gun are very slim. So yeah, tough spot to be in.
Oh yeah, it can't save. They'll lose around. I'm an idiot. As he's going to have to go for it. So he's up against 4. 23 seconds on the clock, down to 2 HP. He's going to have to work some magic. I mean, I would think this round is pretty much over, but we've seen some crazy stuff happen in Counter-Strike. You never know. I think Get Right had a clutch, I think it was on Inferno, where he was up against 5 and was brought down to like 10 or 2 HP and actually somehow pulled it off. So it has happened, but I'm not saying that Abe is Get Right. And
he actually made it to a nice spot to be able to save that though, so that's good. He's gonna have that M4 for the next round and gonna be able to, obviously the rest of his team is able to buy, so this is gonna work out. And you see Flom is in range to pick up an op. We'll see if he actually goes for it. I would assume he does, and he does. Okay, so we're gonna be looking towards Flom and Schaefer battling outer, in my opinion, unless Flom just decides to go against me and go try to pick ramp, since he had a kind of a bad spawn to pick outer.
Reverse caster. He's going to go outer. Been clairvoyant. Actually, Global Gaming has 2 ops. They got one on Hershey, one on Schaefer. As Flom, I think he's going to get boosted on Lightworker. On the box at outer, he's trying to get a peek onto left side of Garage and cannot see anybody. He's got no intel right now. Nobody there to speak of. We take a look. Where's Schaefer at? Schaefer is... Wow, he's on catwalk, and there is Flom. He finally finds a target and eliminates him. So that's one op off the board for Global Gaming. Is lots of smokes out for Reliable. They're going to have an easy cross into Secret as Abe picks up one on the Hershey Squirts with his AK from the top of Mini. And this might be the closeout round for Reliable Gaming as Zarbib, PZ, and Dream are the only ones left for the CTs. And no damage has been dealt to Reliable Gaming until Mark gets taken out by Dream with that headshot from his AK. They're working their way through secret stairs down to the lower site. And I think they're going to try to get a bomb plant off there as Supalex has moved over to the control. He's actually, yeah, he's trying to make sure that it's clear. As Abe picks up Zarbib, brings it down to two CTs. They're going to move into the B bomb site and try to get that plant off. It's a light worker. He's going to plant the silo, and there's the spray down from Supalex on the PZ. Brings it down to Dream. He's the last one alive. The last hope for Global Gaming, and there is no hope anymore. Reliable Gaming winning it 16-4 over Global. That was a pretty convincing win, and Flom just absolutely making a splash on his new team. 32-7. 69-point game.